so different.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, my We Are Not So Different family. Thank you so much for choosing to tune into another episode. This morning's guest, now listen, I'm debating, do I want to say, okay, Ragan, AKA Authenticitee Flowers. Good morning, Ragan.
Good morning. How are you?
I am great, fantastic, and terrific. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, ma'am. I'm super excited to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome. I saw a post on Facebook and then I did a little stalking and then I slid into her DMs. Y'all, I ain't even gonna front. I was like, I don't even know what it was. Oh, yes, I do. It was the book signing, I think. But I was like, But yeah, I saw the book signing and then I did a little stalking. I was like, let me see if I can, But yes, I'm so glad I did. I hope that don't sound like too weird or creepy. Okay, good. But I'm so glad I did. So just to give you a little bit of background about Miss Authenticity, do you prefer Ragan, Ray? What do you want me to call you?
Whatever rolls off of your tongue. Okay. Most of my friends call me Ray, but of course I use Authenticity when I'm ministering and performing and things like that. So
yes, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so Ray was born and raised in Washington, D.C., youngest of 5 children. Hey, my parents have 5 children too. That's funny. Her life experiences have been the inspiration behind many of her eclectic pieces. She began pursuing the art of poetry in 1994. Her love for God and the immensity of her gift was first noticed at a very young age during her performance of spoken word held at her church. God's unfailing love and mercy are the driving force behind Authenticity's work. Her desire to share that love with all who are willing to listen through the gift of poetry. That right there, I don't even have to go anymore because the rest of the stuff we're going to talk about, all the works that she's got and all the pieces, and we're going to get through all that good stuff. Yes. Oh, look at me. I should be sharing this with y'all, but I'm going to keep that because that was like I was reading the rest of her her bio. So this woman, as you can already see, she just exudes like love and joy. And I think those are some of the very things that drew me to her as I stalked her Facebook page. And I was like, let me get this lady on and hear what she's talking about. So,
oh my
God. You guys know the drill. If you've been around here long enough, then you know the drill. Find your favorite spot on the couch, get your favorite drink, whether that is Kool-Aid or Cavassier, and relax as we tune into this conversation. So, Miss Ray, every guest gets the same 2 questions. You're no exception. Number 1, if you had the opportunity to speak to an audience of your choosing, who would said audience be, and what would you tell them?
Wow. I think if I had the opportunity to speak to an audience of my choosing, I would probably speak to a lot of brokenhearted young women, teenagers, probably 12 to around 21, 22. And I would tell them to forget everything that the world is telling them that they're supposed to be. And the only reason why I say that is because at that age, I wish that's what somebody had told me. Mm-hmm. So the reason why I chose Authenticity for my name is because I searched so long to figure out who I was. And because I searched so hard, I tried to be a little bit of everything. And I tried to be everything for everybody. Yes. And God finally told me, I didn't ask you to do all that. Just be you, be authentic, be who I told you to be. So I think that age group right there, and that's the most kind of off age group when it comes to knowing who they are and knowing, not necessarily what they want to do in life, because there's people around here that's 60, 70 years old still don't know what they want to do.
That part.
Right. But just to know who they are, know whose they are, and how to find themselves. So,
man, listen, you ain't never lied. And if you fall into that category, my prayer for you today is that God would send you someone who will speak some godly wisdom into your life.
yes,
Send you someone who you can be vulnerable with and know that
yes,
your the mess that you've shared with her is not going to wind up back in the streets or back in your face.
yes.
You're 100% right. Like that is a very pivotal age group. And because we are, I don't know why, someone's gonna have to explain this to me. Somebody gonna have to come on my show and explain to me why we feel like we have to be everything to everyone. Is it a cultural thing? Is this across like ethnicities? Like it boggles my mind. Like the pressure that is put on. Why?
I think it's an ethnic thing. I don't see a lot of, for lack of a better, our Caucasian sisters, I don't see them struggling with that as much as the brown skins. I don't see Hispanic. I mean, I see Hispanics, Blacks doing more struggling with that than I do Caucasians. And I think it's just it's a cultural thing. Like we have to be strong for this, and we don't even know who we are, but you got to learn how to be a mother. You got to learn how to be a wife. You got to learn how to cook. You got to learn how to work the bills. And we don't know who we are yet. That might not even be my strong suit, cooking and cleaning, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's all pushed on us at one time, 6, 7, 8 years old. Here's a baby doll, play with that. Here's a house, here's a little toy house, play with that. And of course we want to teach our kids to clean and take care of themselves, but don't let that be the focal point. I think that's what drives it all. But I didn't stop the for another day.
You know, I think I do have a guest coming up that's going to speak to some of those things, but it's like that is a question that burns within me, because I know they say the formative years are between like what, 2 and 5 or 6 or something like that. But man, there must be another, I don't know if there's a second set to the formative years that happens after that, because that age that you described at 12 to 20 something, man, there's a lot of molding going on. There's a lot of forming going on. And yeah, if you don't have that safe place, not to say that you didn't, but if you don't have that safe place, or if you don't have that counsel, if you don't have that place where you can be vulnerable, it's difficult. Man, I'm remembering what I was doing at 17 and 18. God help.
Come on. I had somebody to come and snatch me back.
Yes.
That ain't who you are. That's all somebody just, that ain't who you are. That's not you.
Man, you hit the, you all right, girl. All right. So question number 2. If you had the opportunity to speak to a younger version of yourself, let's say like 4 or 5-year-old Ray, what do you think she would need to hear?
4 or 5-year-old Ray would need to hear that she's loved and she is accepted. Rejection is a hard thing, and it's a hard thing to learn as a child. So I think at 4 or 5 years old, that's what I would tell myself. You are loved. You are perfect just as you are. You have flaws. Your flaws are perfect. You will grow up. You will go through things, and you will continue to be perfect just as you are. In your mess, you will be perfect. That's what I would say.
Yes. Can you? It's some grown folks that need to hear that. I know you said 4 or 5. I know you said 4 or 5-year-old Ray, but you were speaking to 43-year-old Andrea there too. I'm just saying,
listen, and 41
rejection is a hard pill for anyone to swallow. It's a lot of people, fully formed and functioning human adults, that cannot deal with rejection. It will scar you. It will maim you if you allow it to. So yes, and even in my mess, I took that for myself. You know how you steal the prophecies at church. I know you was talking to Sister So-and-so, but I'm going to take that for me.
I'm going to take that one for me.
I'm going to take what you just said for me. Doggone it.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So the reason I think one of the main things that drew me to you was I saw the book release that you were doing about looking for Jesus.
Yeah.
So tell us, but I know you just had like the book signing and all that good stuff. But first, before we go there, what's the book about? What
I
like
can't
prompted
believe
you? Hmm?
I can't believe I came in here and didn't have a copy of the book with me.
You know what? This is the kind of show where you can run and go get one and come right on back now.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Meanwhile, while Miss Ragan is getting her book, y'all can just sip on y'all Kool-Aid or Cavassier or whatever other drink or beverages y'all chose. But authentic praise. Okay, I see you. Looking at your logo in the background. You just gave my viewers a beautiful view of your logo.
Listen, and then I got up and was like, oh Lord, what I got on?
You know what? And I didn't even look. You were presentable.
Because ain't nobody gonna see it. So I look outside.
That's hilarious.
It's done now. So this is the book. Let's see if I can get it up. Oh, that doggone logo. There we go. It's called Looking for Jesus. It's actually my very first children's book. And so the book it started out as a poem. I'm a poet first.
Okay.
And so I wrote a poem. Yes, ma'am. I wrote a poem about a little child looking for Jesus. And, again, Black culture, grandma's always telling us, oh, baby, Jesus loves you. And, Jesus is. So this little boy went to go find Jesus. I want to know who this Jesus is. My grandmother is always telling me about. So in the book, he searches and searches. He searches the attic. He searches the basement. He goes outside. He's looking through his toy box. He looks through mail, all kinds of stuff. And finally, he runs into his grandmother. His grandmother's like, what in the world? What's going on? What you got? And he's like, Mama, listen, I done looked and looked and looked for this Jesus you tell me about. Now, you told me he was going to be there when I needed him. Where is he at? And grandma laughs, of course, and says, baby, start here. And she pats him on his chest. And he said, what do you mean? She said, Jesus is in your heart. And so he says, oh my gosh, so I can talk to Jesus whenever I feel the need now because he lives inside of me. So that's essentially the gist of the book. Just a baby looking for, well, not a baby, a child looking for Jesus. And he finds him in his heart.
I love it. I love it. And how relatable. Like how I'm one of those brains where it's like black and white. I struggle with ambiguity. I struggle with gray areas. Anyway, that's another. So I love when I can take something that I see in the word or hear about and apply it directly to my life. Like my favorite book is Proverbs because it's like, don't do this and do this. Okay. Exactly. I can understand it. I love the fact. No gray area. So I love the fact that you took what is the legit basis of a relationship with Christ and made it so relatable to where a child can be like, he's here. Good to go. Yeah. I love it. I love it.
Thank you.
So how did the book signing go?
Oh, it was amazing. We had so much fun. I got my god sister came out and helped us decorate, and it was so, like the colors from the book was just lighting up the place. It was amazing. I am waiting on my photographer to send me pictures and video. We got video of me actually reading to the babies, and they responded so well. And they were, and I'm a clown and a cut up when it comes to kids. I love kids. That's my heart. So I'm like, well, where's Jesus? Where do you find him at? And they're like, oh, he in my heart. I got him. Oh. So it was amazing. I really enjoyed it. And I'm glad that they enjoyed it too. That was my main thing. I just wanted the babies to enjoy, and they did. So
I love it. I can't wait. So when you do get those pictures, be
ma'am.
Sure to share. And I'll put a few, if with your permission, of course, I'll share a few on my wall. So when people want to know, yes. Yes. So, okay. So we know, well, they don't know, but I know that this wasn't your first book. Okay. So let's go down the list. Let's go down the list.
Okay, so the first actual project that I ever did was entitled A New Knowledge, and it's a CD. You can find it on CD Baby, Amazon, YouTube. And it's about 30 poems about my transition into learning who God was to me. And it's entitled A New Knowledge. And a lot of people ask me, well, why a new knowledge? You know, God is the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. That's some real holy folk, right? But I have to explain to them, it's not a new knowledge of God as who he is as God, it's who he was to me.
Yes.
Who he is to me. And it's broken up into sections, and it's learning God, loving God, sharing God. So that's that. And I listen to it probably 2 or 3 times a month, and it blesses me all the time. I'm like, girl, you did that. Jesus did that.
I did that.
Jesus be like, really? Nah, okay. But that was the first one. And then my first book is entitled Pen of a Ready Writer. And that again is about 25 poems. It's a collection of just eclectic pieces, kind of all over the place, of love, life, relating to people, related to God. I'm big on love. Most of my things that you're going to see, like, is all about love. I'm just loving God, loving people, loving kids. Any way that you can share love, that's what you're going to hear from me.
Yes, yes.
The third book is entitled #Loveisms, and it is actually a kind of a love journal. You have space in there to make your notes. And what I tell people all the time, what I did was, when I wrote it, I took it, I would read it with my word, and I'll tell you, I'm saved, sanctified, Holy Ghost filled, fire baptized, and running for my life. But everything in that book is not about Jesus.
Okay. All right. Say less.
Little Christians got to get here somehow. So
can you say it again for the Christians? No, for the people in the back. We're not gonna do that today, Alfred. We're not gonna.
And if you Christian and you making little Christians off of come on you faithful, and it's something is not right.
Wait.
Something is not right.
I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. No.
I'm sorry.
Not come on you faithful.
I'm sorry.
No, ma'am.
That's a love journal. So I tell people, take it, read it. There are a couple poems in it, but it's mostly my thoughts about love, little nuggets that God will drop in my spirit about loving myself. About, at the time I was in love with a man, so it was, little nuggets about loving him and him loving me and things like that. So, and then the last one, of course, is Looking for Jesus.
Wow. I love it. I love that. I am of the opinion, and I think what you said kind of just like validates my theory, but I digress. I am of the opinion that God gives every worshiper a theme, kind of like Shaft, how he has his theme music or whatever, and you hear, he's coming. I believe that God gives us worshipers like a theme, and clearly love is yours. And it's funny because love is mine too. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I don't care how y'all feel about it. I feel like when you have that connection, when you have that relationship, like true communion with Christ, when you're a worshiper, I think that you have like backstage access. Like, there's a spot. This is just me. This ain't in the Bible, so don't come for me. But this is how I feel. I feel as though, as true worshipers,
verse 1.
That part. We get special access to the heart of the Father. Like David, we know the word says that he was after God's own heart. Now, mind you, David was ratchet. I sent that man to the front of the line. Like, let me get your wife, but you go ahead to the front of the line. Said all the stuff that he did. And like you said, even in our mess, we're still perfect. So while he did some dirty deeds, he's the man that is known as being chasing after the very heart of God. Yes. Man, listen. And he was a worshiper, worship right on out his clothes. You know what I'm saying? I really believe that worshipers, we have like backstage access. So when that theme is love.
I'm gonna tell you a little secret. I'm like you. It ain't in the Bible, but it's kind of in the Bible.
Okay.
As worshipers, us being Levites, God is our portion.
Mm.
You have that little secret access. When the tribes were receiving their portions, we didn't get one. God was our portion. The Levitical priest. Yes, ma'am. We got secret access. Oh yeah.
You better come on here and share the word.
Oh yeah.
Offering tray, but I mean, we could take up a small collection. I'm just
Wait, was that
Yes, he is our portion. Yes, come on now.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so special access. I'm sorry, I went on a whole rabbit hole there, but so I say all that since love is like your theme, and you are a worshiper and you are a singer. What about, are there any like pieces that are out there that we could have access to, or like that we would know about? I'm just being nosy at this point.
Pieces as a
music, you singing?
No. So okay, I love to sing. I'm a worship leader for my church. And I've done some background vocals, but to like actually find a piece and you know what? I'm lying. Okay. So there's a song. I'm not sure how familiar you are with you just moved here. So okay, there is a collection of people here, Brunswick local artists, and we did a song recently. February, it came out February, called Why I Run.
And you know what? I have heard that.
Have you heard that? Okay. Mm-hmm. So I'm the spoken word artist on that. At the very beginning. Yes, ma'am, that's me. And
what? I'm sorry. Yes. Yes,
ma'am, that is me. And myself and a couple of the other local vocalists here are doing the background vocals for it.
See, and you was finna let yourself tell that lie talking about ain't no. So where is that again? It's called Why I Run. And I know you can find it. I know you can find it on YouTube. It's got to be somewhere everywhere by now.
It is. It's absolutely everywhere. YouTube, iTunes, Amazon, anywhere you can purchase music, you can download that single. I have some CDs. Don't nobody even listen to CDs no more, but I got some CDs.
I do. Sure.
I know that's right. I'm a send you one.
Wow. Okay.
Yes, all right. And that's really big right now, especially with what's going on, in the community with the trial and everything. So.
Yeah. Wow. And I think that's why it's so fresh on my brain, because I think I was on his page on Facebook and I was like, that was the first time I heard the song. So I was refamiliarizing myself with the song. And I'm like, and when you said you was the spot, I was like, wait a minute. Now I'm gonna have to go back. I'm gonna go and do that tonight, like as soon as we get offline.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So praise and worship leader, love it. Another connection we have. I love how God connects. I love it. No one can do like he can. No one could have orchestrated this. Church playwright.
Yes.
Thespian. I mean, she's got all these hats. I don't know if you got a big closet for all your hats and your many gifts and talents. I know you said that you will be, can I say that about what are you going to be branching out and doing? Can we talk about that, or is that like still under wraps?
I don't know, because I don't know what I told you. So.
Oh, Father God. Something about a community project?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay, I was like, I don't want to
no,
that's nosy, baby.
Yeah. So I am a playwright. And I normally get like a small part in most of the things that I do. And I've done most of my plays for the church, but I am going to branch out at the beginning of next year. And I'm going to do a community event, a community play. So I will be looking for actors. I'm going to do, auditioning and everything. I already have the script written and I'm just waiting on God to say go.
Man.
Yeah. And of course, I'm just waiting on him to say go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lord, you heard her. You heard her, Lord.
So when I go to sleep tonight,
Right.
What you say, Laura? What you say to me? What you say?
I'm just saying. I'm
Right.
just saying. That's amazing. I'm super excited. And I think so, whatever. I was gonna say, and maybe it's because I know your theme. I know your theme. So it's like I know it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna speak to me. And I'm really excited about it. Oh my gosh. So, and I feel like we just keep rolling through this stuff. But I mean, here we go. So also, I don't know if you're allowed to talk about your job. I don't want any.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So she is you work at Nico Foster Care. So NECO, my apologies.
No.
I know that it takes a really special kind of person to do foster care.
Yes,
and I'm not saying that in any kind of negative connotation whatsoever. I just know that me, myself, and maybe countless others, like foster care, I can see if it was adoption, because adoption, you stuck with me. Foster care, there's a chance that I might have to love you and let you go. And I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could.
So the fact that you even have the thought that I don't know if I could means you could. And that's what I tell all of my parents that come in. If you got enough love to bring them in, you got enough love to let them go.
Listen. Okay. Well, we might have to agree to disagree on this one. I feel like I would really go through it, like, because you're pouring all of this, because you don't have the liberty to ration off the love. Because if they're put in the position where they are in need of foster care, that means they're probably love deprived. They're going to need extra. They're going to need more attention. So if I'm just imagining myself just loving, just like love overflow on this human, and then nope, I almost got emotional. like nope. But anyway, how did you get into that field? Well, because your language is love. Listen. Anyway, how about I let you answer the question? How did you get into the field of foster care?
So I actually started as a case manager for a Job Corps. I've always wanted to be like some type of help to kids. I've always loved helping kids. I always say I can't stand teenagers. I do not like teenagers. But for some odd reason, they kind of like I attract them. Yes, they gravitate them. Thank you. So I ended up as a case like a teacher at Job Corps, a case management teacher, a career preparation instructor is what they called it. And I was seeing how these kids were coming into the program, and some of them were coming from foster care. And I was just noticing like the behaviors and the things that they were saying and telling me. And I'm like, if that's what you experience in foster care, this is supposed to be somewhere for you to go and not be traumatized. But the things that they were coming in and telling me from that they experienced from foster care, I felt obligated to go in and try to make a change in that area. Of course, you thinking, how can you make a change in such a huge dynamic? Because foster care is massive. Like everything, the number of kids that are in foster care right now is just, it's ridiculous. So you're always wondering, like, how can I come in and make a difference in such a massive dynamic? But to come in now after having been there and see the kids see the kids coming in and see the change. And that's why I was saying, like, I tell my parents, if you have enough love to bring them in, you'll have enough love to let them go, because you watch them come in and you watch them blossom. You teach them, you nurture them, you guide them, you direct them, and you watch them turn into this whole little person that they never knew or never thought that they could be. While on the other hand, their parent, who may not have had the best intentions at first, they're getting the same love, nurture, guidance on their end. And then when they reconnect, because DFACS's first goal is always going to be reunification. When they reconnect and you see what you've done for this little child here, and you see what the supports for the parent have done And now you have this new family unit that is just amazing. And to say I was a part of that, like I got to bring back together a broken home. This baby was broken, this parent was broken, and I helped heal them. So that right there, that just made all the difference for me.
So you started off as you said caseworker, but you also said teacher, but we know that's where you were. So how long have you been doing this, and where are you now, and where do you, can I say, like, where do you see yourself? Do you see, like, is this like you in it for the long haul?
I am in it for the long haul. I started out, so a job course called a career preparation instructor. You're essentially under the case management umbrella, so to speak, but I was a teacher. I was teaching them job readiness skills, teaching them public speaking. I was teaching sex ed, believe it or not, teaching them about STDs and things like that. And then I transitioned over to foster care as a supervisor for case management. And then in 2019, July of 2019, I transitioned to a program director for foster care. And so I'm the director for the Brunswick office, and we are actually making a transition into Savannah. Yeah, so we're doing some recruiting. We have a bunch of loving, my foster parents are amazing. I love my foster parents. I shout them out wherever I go, anytime I get an opportunity. So we're recruiting foster parents just like them to come and join, because like I said, there's a massive need for foster homes. But yeah, I definitely see myself in this for the long haul. And it's so funny because I tell God all the time, okay, I love this job. I know I have a personal vision and it's something that I want to do, but I love what I'm doing. Like, I love the late nights up. I love talking to foster parents. I love talking to foster parents off the ledge, the ones that call me at like 11 o'clock. You need to come get this kid. I'm done. If you don't, one of us is going to jail, and I'm like, babe.
Oh Lord, no Lord.
Yeah, so I love every aspect of it. I'm just like, okay, God, I don't know what you're gonna do, but I don't have any plans to leave. Now, what God wants me to do, that's something else.
She said she's just waiting on the go, God. Give her the go, Lord. She said it. No, it's too late. It's not good. So what I am struck with is the fact that you get to impact so many lives, and not just the lives of the ones that you have direct contact with, like the foster parents and or the foster child, but because of the encounter, because of the love that you move in your theme music, because of that, they're impacted in a way, like you said, that perhaps never would have occurred. And now they get to carry that with them for the rest of their lives. And they get to impact others and encounter others. So it's like so many like different levels of like that you get to, I can't imagine. I can't. So, and this just me being nosy, so don't. But like, can single people be foster parents?
Absolutely. We have plenty of single men can be foster parents, single women. We have lesbian, gay. We have gender binary. I don't know how to say it, but
right.
all inclusive. Anybody, as long as you are a reasonable person, as long as you have common sense, as long as you are financially stable, you don't have to be rich. You just have to have enough money to take care of yourself, your bills, your home without the foster care per diem. And you have to have a safe and loving home, of course. You can be a foster parent. Yeah.
So I wonder if, like, and I hate to even refer to it, but I can imagine it must have been impacted. If COVID, like if parents are going and the children are left behind, then they have to go somewhere, right? So has that like impacted the need for like qualified foster parents and such?
It has. We've done well. We have not done quite as well as we could have had COVID not come in. A lot of things went to virtual. the foster care, becoming a parent for our agency, I'll say, is probably about a 30 to 60-day process where we're in your home, we're in your business. I mean, down in your business, because we want to know what what type of environment, what type of person we're handing our babies over to. They've
60
already been
days is not a long time though.
No, to some people it's not. And to some people they're like, I want to be a foster parent today.
Oh,
and
okay.
Yeah. So so COVID essentially came in and slowed the process down. We had to figure out how to change everything from, because we're normally in the house, we're looking under beds, we're in closets. So we had to fix, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Toilets. We want to make sure that everything is, perfect. So what COVID essentially did was just kind of slow that process down until we could figure out how to maneuver virtually. But once we did that, we were able to pick back up. And now we're still doing a lot of things remote. We're still doing a lot of things virtually. We are able to go back in the homes, of course, following CDC guidelines. But we have just, there's been an explosion of perspectives, I'll call them, or people that are looking to be foster parents. Not everybody's going to make the cut. Okay. I will say that this is a mutual matching process. We need you just like you need us. Yeah. But if your needs don't fit our needs and vice versa, thank you very much. Because again, we want to make sure we're giving our babies the best love, the best care, and the best home. So we had slowed down quite a bit, but we're picking back up now, and the need is very great.
Okay. Y'all hear that? She said the need is very great. She also said, if you have the love to take them in, you have the love to, let them go. That's, you can interpret that. What? Maybe
this will ease some of that tension about letting them go. Most of the time, oftentimes when a child comes into care, if their parent does not do what they're supposed to do according to their case plan, the foster parent is the first person that gets the choice to say, I want to adopt this baby. This baby has been in my home. I have made a connection. We are bonded. I have an attachment. I want to be their forever family. So we let our foster parents know that there's two sides to us. We let them know, one, that we're not an adoption agency. Although you can come in and foster, and if your child, their parent doesn't do, if their case plan moves to where they can be adopted, then you have the first option, but we are not an adoption agency. And then two, if you want to come and foster, feel the love, fill them up and let them go, we are open for that. And you would be the first choice if that child becomes available for adoption.
Wow. Okay. Cool. Okay. So, I don't know why. Let's not do that. So, I know we spoke about the community project that's coming up next year, but I feel like you might have more. So I'm going to ask, are there any other projects coming down the line? We are not so different, loves to do, exclusives. So if there's stuff you can talk about, great. If not, I won't press. I won't press.
I am actually working on the sequel or part of the series to Looking for Jesus for my children's book. Yes, it's going to be a whole series. I'm really excited about that. So I am, the next one is going to be Talking with Jesus.
Oh my gosh. That sounds so great.
My plan is to have that one out and ready for the kiddos by summer of next year.
Wow. I love it. So it's also going to be kids, right? Are we following the same kid? Is he growing up? What are we doing here? I'm sorry.
I think I want to do, so a lot of people felt slighted this time because it was a boy on the cover. So, but it was literally just a story. Like, come on, guys, really?
Right. Come on.
Right. I think I will do a girl this time. So it'll be geared towards, it'll be female, but it's just a character. We won't actually follow him growing up.
Okay. That is I'm just saying, playwright, movie. Anyway, so I'm gonna put that out there. She's just waiting for the go, Lord. She waiting for the go, Lord. Okay, well, I love it. I'm already like excited about what you're doing. Series,
Thank
yes,
you.
please. Yes. Oh my gosh. And it's so, I say it all the time. Like when I see like young people like on fire for God, I'm excited for them, but at the same time jealous. Like, man, if I'd have got my act together, how much more like effective I could have been.
That's that snap right there.
Yes. Yes. So the fact that you are like targeting that audience, I love it. And may God release every resource under the sun that is necessary for you to bring his vision that he's given to you to fruition. So
I receive it.
I love it. Okay, so I want you to tell my listeners where they can find you. I know you mentioned Amazon for like your books and stuff like that, but like all the good stuff, websites, emails, social medias, where can we find Miss Authenticitee?
Anywhere on social media, just about you can go, you can find me. I am on Instagram as Authenticitee, AUTHENTICITEE.
Okay.
I am on Twitter as Authenticitee, same thing. Excuse me, my god baby just wants to be involved over here.
You fine. She all right. She all right.
You can find me on Facebook, again, Authenticitee. And my website is www.authenticpraise, and that's praise with a Z, .com. Where else am I? Instagram, Twitter. I'm on TikTok too, believe it or not. But I know, right? Wait,
I'm gonna find you.
I haven't really started yet.
Okay.
But wait for that to come. You know, I'm gonna cut up real good.
Yes.
But Authenticitee on there as well. I try to keep everything, you know,
branding.
easy to follow. There you go.
Ma'am.
That's that branding. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I am so grateful that you responded to my DM, even though you had no idea who I was. And if I'm not mistaken, it was like super late at night. So you could have had like every right to be like, creep.
Listen, you sending me messages. What kind of creeper am I? Did I answer at 11 o'clock at night?
You did. It was meant to be.
It's a God thing.
Yes, ma'am. Agreed, 100%. But yes, thank you for answering. And thank you for coming on the show. I truly enjoyed myself. And I just know that this is gonna bless somebody. And I'm really excited to, where you're going and what you're doing. So don't be a stranger, because now you know that I'm a stalker. I will stalk you. Anything, the stuff that you're doing, please keep me posted. We are Not So Different wants to be involved in any way, shape, or possible. So
yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for inviting and having me.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. I really appreciate it.
This has been my pleasure. So, babies, y'all know the drill. It's fall. I love pumpkin spice. Don't judge me. Judge your mama. If you want you some pumpkin spice, go get you some pumpkin spice. If you want to go get your nails and your toes done, whatever it is that makes you feel good about being you, go do it for yourself this week, because you deserve it. Until next week, love y'all. Bye.
We are not so different.